moving on to another young player, as you see a very common theme with this Detroit Pistons roster, Ausar Thompson, the rookie. Now, we have talked about on the channel about our expectations for Ausar Thompson. You've heard the comparisons to Andre Iguodala. That is that's pretty hefty expectations. Andre Iguodala, former All-Star, NBA champion. I maybe I'd go as far as to say an NBA legend, but for Ausar Thompson, we know the shooting has always been in question. He wasn't a great shooter in the overtime elite league. His 3-point shooting wasn't great in the summer league, but we saw just how impactful Ausar Thompson could be for the Detroit Pistons in the summer league, having those incredible games, having, double-digit rebound games, having multiple steals and multiple blocks in the same game. He is just going to be everywhere for the Detroit Pistons. He's going to be your Swiss Army knife defensively, going to take on those tough assignments and leaving Cade and Jaden Ivey more freedom and more focus on the offensive end because Ausar Thompson is going to be guarding, or hopefully he's going to be guarding, the opposing team's best player offensively. So Ausar Thompson, I think defensively he's going to shine. Offensively, again, I don't think the field goal percentage is going to be as high as we want. I don't think the 3-point percentage is going to be as high as we want either. But Ausar Thompson, again, I think he can average over a steal a game. He can potentially even average over a block a game. Now, that is very, what's the word I'm looking for? It's asking a lot for Ausar Thompson as a rookie, but I do think eventually he's going to assume that starting role for the Detroit Pistons, especially. I think it's pretty. I think you can predict that Bojan Bogdanovic will be traded at the deadline, and then you hope Ausar Thompson has gotten enough experience, has shown enough improvement to where he could be elevated to that starting role. But I do think he's going to be a guy that averages double-digit points. If I had to make a prediction, I would say anywhere between 12 to 14 points a game. I don't see him being in the mid-teens. If I would say, yeah, like 12 to 14, I think is a good spot for him in terms of minutes per game. I'd say he gets around 25 minutes per game off the bench. And same thing as Marcus Sasser. I can see his minutes increasing as the season goes along. But what are your predictions for Ausar Thompson? Is he a guy that can ever average 20 points per game in the NBA? That's still asking a lot, and I do think, me personally, I have some doubts about Ausar Thompson, Jaden Ivey, and Cade Cunningham's fit long term with the Detroit Pistons. I just think the shooting, I don't know how that's going to work. We know Cade can play off the ball, but Jaden Ivey wasn't a great shooter in college. Now he has shown some improvement. I just really wonder. And Ausar Thompson is a guy, he can cut off the ball. He's very athletic. But how well is he going to be off the ball? If you're playing with Cade Cunningham and Jaden Ivey, Ausar Thompson's the guy you want the ball in his hands. You want him attacking the rim. You want him breaking down his defender. So the fit between those three is going to be very, very interesting to watch. It's going to be the storyline of the season. Though I would say Cade Cunningham definitely is going to be what we're all going to be watching in 2024. But Ausar Thompson, like I said, I think he's going to be a guy that's going to average 4 to 5 assists a game, potentially, 5 to 6 rebounds a game. So I think Ausar Thompson definitely can make a very big impact for the Detroit Pistons in his rookie year. And I really hope for the long term he could be a guy that helps the Detroit Pistons get to where they want to go, which is eventually contending for an NBA championship.